Feliz Navidad. Welcome to Jay's Real Reef UK. The reason for the festive Feliz Navidad is because most of my YouTube followers are from the UK, so I want to wish my European friends and worldwide watchers a Merry Christmas and Feliz Navidad. What has gone on? Wow, it has drove me to drink this reef tank in the last 4 days. So much so, I've had to go out and buy... Can you remember these? Beer bottles. Absolutely loved them. When we were kids, we used to go and buy beer bottles and wine gums and see how many we could eat before we got drunk. They used to be, we used to get 50p to go to the shop, get my pick and mix. If you're in your 40s or late 30s, you'll probably know what it's like this. Little white bag, little paper bag. Used to be 1p for one of these. 50, you used to be able to get 50p, there's my maths. Now, £5 for about 50 of them. So they've gone up, inflation that is, inflation, but absolutely love my beer bottles. The reef tanks drove me to absolute despair. So what happened was, thought it'd be a really good idea to vacuum the sand. The sandbed. So the sandbed's been settled in there since the end of September, early October. Thought I'd give it a little clean out. So I started vacuuming the sand, moved a couple of the rocks, got really into it, give it a good clean. The tank was looking absolutely premium. And then I thought I'd do a little bit of water testing to find out that my nitrates went from 0.5 to 2 parts per million. And then the ammonia went from 0 to 0.4 parts per million. Now I know how much ammonia is toxic to fish and poisonous, not really good for the reef ecosystem, so I went into a bit of a panic mode. I went straight down to spotless water and I got 2 buckets of the RO water, and this tank over the last 3 days has probably had an 80 to 90% water change over 3 consecutive days just to reduce the ammonia level. Good news today, the ammonia level is back down to 0 parts per million. I was really worried for the livestock, the fish, the cleanup crew and the coral. The coral did look a little bit more closed up 2 days ago, but things are back on track now, and I think that's because I just moved and stirred the sandbed up. I moved a few of the rocks, and that's caused a huge disruption and imbalance. With these tiny little reef nano tanks, I think any little small changes can really affect the stability of the tank, so you've got to be really careful with what you do. On the better news though, phosphate, you probably see in my previous video, if you haven't checked it out, day 12, phosphates are high. I put Roaphos in on the recommendation of Nathan Willard, and my phosphates have actually dropped down to 0.07. So that's really good. Healthy phosphate level. It's actually a healthy nitrate level. So things are starting to match up in the tank and things are starting to look a little bit healthier. Right, I've also been playing around with my Radion XR15 Blue, the Mobius app. So here's the Mobius app. So you probably can tell that the lighting setting is not great for filming, YouTube or pictures. So what I did was I went on to, there you go, there's the Mobius app, Jay's Real Reef UK. You scroll across and you can actually set up your own scenes. So let's click on Jay's Real Reef UK. So this is one of the scenes that I've programmed for you guys. There you go. Is that looking any better? That looks so much better, doesn't it? It does by eye anyway. A lot whiter and a lot crisper. Let's take you off the stand so you can have a closer look. So have a closer look, guys. Whatever you do, don't vacuum your sandbed. There's Steve and Alex. They're always together, night and day, doing the little clowny things, rubbing up against each other. Coming to say hello to you guys. There's a torch coral. Very puffed out today. And then we've got our cleanup crew. We've got our red blood shrimp over here. The conch is buried just down there. The crab, actually, I've seen the crab quite a few times recently. He's out and about, the pom-pom. My pom-pom crab doesn't have any pom-poms. I don't know what's going on, but for Christmas he would like some pom-poms. So please in the comments, how do we get some pom-poms for the pom-pom crab? Because he's lost his pom-poms. Whilst I've been sat here the last few days as well, I've just noticed on the camera as well, noticed some red patches on the reef rock. You see those? Now the pattern is, they tend to be in quite high flow areas. So around the tank they tend to be in very high flow areas. So I was a bit worried about these. I didn't know what they were. I didn't know if it was like cynos, dinos, whatever people call them, dinoflagellants, or if it's red algae, or I didn't know. So what I did was I went onto a website called Melev's Reef. And this is brilliant because it's got a section called Critter ID. So if you've got anything in your tank that you're not sure what it is, go on to Melev's Reef and then go on to Critter ID, and you can select what you want to find. So like different types of things. I selected algae and plants because I was worried it was a bit of algae. And what we've got here is, I believe, some red coralline algae, which is not a worry. Apparently it's quite healthy for the tank. Nothing to be concerned about. Won't really disrupt the ecosystem. It's making the rocks look a little bit different because we've got purple and we've got a bit of purple, now we've got a little bit of red, so I suppose it's adding a little bit of colour, but we've got some coralline algae growing, so I think that's quite healthy. Another thing I spotted yesterday, so last night I went to bed, tank looked really spot on, no problems, and then I woke up this morning, the water's gone cloudy again, and I had billions, or maybe thousands, I'm not sure, because I can't really count them, of tiny little white bugs. You see those? Looks like dandruff on the glass. You can see them on the back wall, they're in the water column, they were absolutely everywhere, and they're actually moving on the glass. Now the clowns don't seem too interested in them, so I didn't know what they were. I started to panic a little bit. Done my research this morning, did some reading, looked at some YouTube videos, because that's what it's all about, isn't it, this hobby? Learning, and I got a magnifying glass out, and what we have here, ladies and gents, I believe, unless you can tell me wrong in the comments, is copepods. One of the primary producers for the reef ecosystem. A detrivore will clean up algae, clean up anything that's decaying, and they are, you pay £10 for a little bag of them, and for some reason I've got them for free. So as a Yorkshireman, I'm absolutely delighted because I haven't paid for them, but I don't really know how they've got in here, because all I've got man-made rock, dead sand, even though the sand, you see, I've noticed that as well, just whilst I've been filming, we've got a little bit of bronzing of the sand here, so I've cleaned it and now it's going a little bit bronzer. I don't know, constant change. There's the torch coral, that's the indicator, that's the canary in the coal mine. The minute that goes in, there's normally something changing or happening with the tank. At the moment it's very happy, so I'm happy. When that's happy, I'm happy. When the coal's happy, I'm happy. So there's a lot going on. Copepods everywhere. I'm hoping that they're going to fall down the back of the sump and populate the max spec bio balls, spheres, and the biohome media, and to stay on the rocks and things like that. But I think that's a nice little update. You can see a slightly bigger thing there that's floating around, like shrimp-like thing. So I believe it's copepods. We're now getting a little bit of encrusting as well on the back wall. There's a lot happened in 3 days with this little ecosystem. It's going crazy. I've even seen the pom-pom crab, I say, a few times without his pom-poms. Anyway, a little bit of an update on the prize winner, Matt Wyatt. So Matt Wyatt was the winner of the 500 plus subs draw, and he won a Hannah Checkers. Check out that video, that's our last video we put out. Matt Wyatt contacted me after about 30 minutes after posting the video, and he has gifted his prize to my little boy. He said, I would like you to go out, the same value of a Hannah Checker, and purchase a coral for your little boy. Matt Wyatt, what a gentleman. Thank you so much. You made my little son really happy. He's absolutely delighted. He's super excited to go coral shopping. He really wants an orange coral, so I hope Lee at Cella Marine's got some orange coral in. On this video, we're going to take you to Cella Marine. We're going to have a little look round. Hopefully get a new coral in there, courtesy of Matt Wyatt. What a gentleman. A lovely thing to do at this time of year, to gift this prize and make other people feel good and make other people feel really happy. So thank you so much. What I've noticed around this community in reefing, you've got a lot of really genuine people who are happy to help, very generous to the time, and in the case of Matt Wyatt, very generous with his money as well. So thank you very much, and without further ado, Matt, we're going to go coral shopping thanks to you. So let's go to Cellar Marine and see what we can find for my little boy. He's looking for a beautiful orange coral. This could get quite expensive. So we've arrived at Cellar Marine, just about to get out of the car. Are you excited, little man?
Yes, I'm really excited.
What do you think we're going to get then?
Maybe an orange coral reef.
Oh.
Orange is my favourite colour.
Oh, lovely. What would you like to say to Matt?
Thank you so much for that.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much for making my little boy happy. Let's go and see what they've got in stock. Here we are at the coral bays. Which one are you thinking, little man? Take out.
I'm thinking this like black and
which one?
green
The one on the right hand side or the one on the left?
The right. That's
the right.
Cool because it's really
bright, isn't it? Encrusting coral.
Yeah, I like it.
We need to ask Lee how much that one is actually.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's within budget. Look at this, guys, here.
Yeah, that's really
such a cool range of fish down at Cellar Marine. What? Do you remember what it was called?
A type of shark.
It is a shark. Apparently it's a marmalade shark. Don't think that'll fit in the Red Sea Max Nano, but it is stunning. And what we got over here? You say there's a starfish.
Yeah, there's a starfish. I've never seen a starfish up this close.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And Daddy has already picked out a beautiful little pistol shrimp. Yeah. A beautiful little pistol shrimp is just sat in there at the moment. So we're going to go with that. Pistol shrimp. I think I'm going to get a couple more snails for clean-up crew. And then, Matt, it looks like we're going for this one. Hopefully, on Lee's recommendation, we can have that one and it'll survive in the tank. By the way, there's a huge fish over here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's really
It's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Those people on the video, on the comments, you may be... Lee, what's this species of fish, this big one?
The big one?
Yeah.
He's a sailfin tang.
Sailfin tang. He is huge. I don't know if you see my hand there for scale, but he is well bigger than a hand. Yeah, he's huge. Beautifully healthy.
Yeah.
And he's not very scared.
It's really cool that type of fish.
This is... I just love coming to this shop. It's so good. It's just like heaven for reefing. The corals are just super bright. Healthy. I mean, look at this little tank here with the nem. Look how bright that pink nem is there. That is gorgeous.
The coral here is stunning.
So the coral here is stunning. Right, we're gonna buy a few bits and then we're gonna head home. But if you get a chance over Christmas, come and pop down to Cellar Marine. There's some lovely stuff. So we are back at the acclimation station, back up in the aquarium room, and we've got the drip going, and we have been reef shopping. Hope you like the little video that we just did in the shop. What have we bought? I bought a little bit more cleanup crew. I've bought 3 more snails, Astrea snail for the rocks, and then these little snails that look like little ice cream cones. So I'll show you those once they're acclimating. They look really good. Matt Wyatt, my little boy, picked out 3 gorgeous zoas. They're quite small at the moment, but they're really colourful. We've got a Rasta, Ultimate Chaos, and then one other, I forget the name of it, but we're going to create a little bit of a zoa garden in the tank. So thank you very much. That's going to look amazing, and it's going to grow. It's going to be super colourful. So yeah, my little boy is super happy with that. And we've bought a suntail goby with a Randall pistol shrimp. Yes, I am so excited for this. I've seen the symbiotic relationship that these two can create, the pistol shrimp and the goby. I know many of you in the comments have actually said get a pistol shrimp and goby combination, so that's what's going into the Red Sea Max Nano. We're going to get them acclimated. What have we got here? We've got some Reef Dip by Seachem. So we're going to use that. We've got the gloves for the zoas, and we've got another syringe to wash down the frags, and a stopwatch to keep track of time. So let's get things unpacked. So the suntail goby has had to go straight into the reef tank because it was jumping everywhere, and obviously it wouldn't have stayed in this little box, and I was worried about its well-being. So unfortunately this sun-tailed goby I've had to put straight into here, and it swam up near some of the rocks somewhere, but we'll try and catch him on a later part of the video. He's a beautiful fish. He's about as long as my about as long as my finger. He's got like pink bands on him, and he's got a sunshine tail. But he was jumping all over this box, and he looked very stressed. So I bobbed him. I know I probably shouldn't have done. I know you're probably going to tell me off in the video, but he was going to hurt himself, and he couldn't have stayed in this little tub, to be honest. I needed a bit of a bigger acclimation. It's probably my fault, this tub's too small. But so I've put him straight in, and we'll see how he gets on. Hopefully he'll be okay. His friend is still in here. So that was a bit eventful. Right, let's go on to the zoas. So this is what my little boy picked out. It is the start of our very own zoa garden. In the shop they were super vibrant colours, but 40 miles down the road, and they're a little bit stressed out, and they've paled out a little bit. But we're going to give them a little wash in some reef dip. We're going to give them 15 minutes to clean themselves up, and then we'll have a little look. But we're super excited. Thank you so much, Matt, for letting us buy our zoa garden. We'll get started on our zoa garden, and let's get this cover off of here. So we're just going to put a few drips of this, a few little drips. That's probably more than enough, and give it a little mix around, and there we go. And then get some water onto them, give them a good jetting. There we go, and then see what comes off. 15 minutes is up, rub-a-dub-dub, out of the tub. So the zoa frags are now in here. They're getting a rinse. I'll rinse them off properly. There's like a 3-stage rinsing process, so I'll give them a good rinse off. But there's hardly any detritus, bugs, hitchhikers. The frags and the frag plugs are super clean. So let's get them rinsed off, and then we'll get them into the tank. I'm just giving them a really good rinse down now in this 3-tier rinsing cleaning system. They've had a huge jet wash from the turkey baster, and now they're going into step 3, which should be even cleaner. And then just give them again a good swirl round, get it rinsed off, leave it in for about 30 seconds, and then we'll get them into the tank. So they're almost ready. Check out Carl the conch. He works non-stop. He's absolute grafter, that lad. Constantly doing laps of the tank, cleaning the sandbed. Absolutely love him. He does such a good job. And to join Carl the conch and our blood red shrimps are our new cleanup crew. So let's get these guys in. Sorry, just leaning over the camera there. So here's our first little snail. Let's put him up on this rock up here. So I bought these just to clean the rock work, so hopefully that's where they'll like to be, up there. And then get this little guy as well up on the rock work. Let's just bob him over here on this little piece of rock over here, and hopefully he likes it there. And then we've got our astra snail and our shrimp. So let's just get them both in together. Oh, there he goes. You see him? He's going mad. He's going absolutely bonkers. You see him over there? So there's the astra snail. Let's put him in. And then around here is our little shrimp. Go find your friend. Go and find the sun-tailed goby. So he's up there. So that's it. That's everybody in the tank. All the new additions. The zoa garden, new astra snail, a sun-tailed spot goby, some ice cream cone snails, and our Randall's pistol shrimp, which is just under there. So it's now starting to take shape. It's looking very biodiverse. Got such a range of life in here now. Blood red shrimp. There's the green torch coral, and there's our crab. Crab is somewhere in there. And they're the Zoa Garden. Those frags, you know, they don't look the best, but they will encrust over, hopefully. It's been a super busy day down on Jay's Real Reef UK. We've got a new fish, the sun-tailed goby. He's currently underneath that large rock somewhere. I'll try and get some video of him at some point so you can see him. We've got our Randall pistol shrimp who's just hiding up here. A bit shocked getting into a new tank, so he's just hiding up here. Hopefully those two will reunite. We've also got some brand new cleanup crew, Astrea snail and some snails. I still don't know what they're called. The ice cream cone snail at the top. They'll do some lovely work just cleaning off any of that rock. And obviously our Zoa Garden, which is here.
Thank you, Matt, for the Zoa Garden.
Thank you, Matt. Honestly, you've made a little boy really, really happy. We can't wait for that Zoa Garden to start blossoming out and bringing loads of colour to the reef tank. If you don't want to miss that, we'll give you an update in the next few days. If they want to keep track of the Jay's Real Reef UK channel, what do they need to do?
They need to smash that like button, also hit that notification bell as well, so then they know when we post out new videos. And make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. We're going to go, as I say, we're going to update you in the next couple of days and see how the reef's getting on. But for now, we're going to go and watch Cinderella Panto live with some popcorn and some sweeps downstairs. We're going to live stream it. If you haven't seen this, check it out on Nottingham Theatre. You can watch a pantomime. If you've got kids and a family with young kids, they will absolutely love it. Check it out. We're going to do that now with our cinema popcorn and treats. But for now, you guys take care. We wish all your family well, all your friends well. Thank you.